Richie Mo'unga is gone from New Zealand shores. That leaves a startling vacancy at number 10 for the All Blacks. But if I've learned one thing being a fan of the All Blacks, it's that just when you're lamenting, how the hell are we ever going to replace Andrew Mehrtens, a young babe named Dan Carter steps into the breach heroically. So in this video, I'm going to outline 3 contenders to be the next great Kiwi number 10, and stick around for number 3, because I'm telling you right now, you're going to be shocked. Let's get to it. Number 1, Taha Kemara. This schoolboy prodigy has burst onto the scene. The Crusaders snapped him up in 2023 for their squad. What is it about this kid that is getting so much hype? There isn't a lot of video evidence to go on, although if you look through some of his schoolboy highlights, clearly he has an eye for the gap, he has an elusiveness, and he also has an ability to bust tackles despite his relatively diminutive frame, a la the great Dan Carter, of course. The Crusaders have put a lot of faith in him. In fact, he could be the starting number 10 this year. For now, without further evidence, I'm going to call him a promising prospect, but only give him about a 20% chance of becoming our next first 5'8" sensation. Number 2 is Cam Millar. Now, this product of Otago has something that a lot of number 10s don't have, and that's size. The 21-year-old is 6'1", and he clearly knows his way across the game line. The thing I noticed watching him in Super Rugby this past year was that he had the gift of anticipation. Now, that is something you can't really coach. I think there is a huge rugby IQ inside this young cranium, but time is going to tell if he can mature into a great number 10. For now, I give him a 25% chance of becoming the next great All Black 10. Now that brings us to number 3, and I did warn you at the start of this video it was going to be controversial. Drum roll, please. Bowden Barrett.
What in the hell is he talking about?
Yes, this player has signaled his intentions to return to New Zealand after a playing sabbatical, and in fact, he might be sticking around till 2027. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bowden Barrett really has been playing fullback for the last few years, and he's made a great fist of it. However, his partner in crime, Richie Mo'unga, is gone. That leaves a vacancy at number 10. And let's not forget what position Beauden Barrett played when he picked up not 1, but 2 World Rugby Player of the Year gongs. 10. Now, this is going to take a little bit of reinvention. Beauden Barrett is 32. He'd be 36 if he makes it to the Rugby World Cup in 2027. But guys, times have changed. I mean, remember when Tom Brady won a Super Bowl at 43 years old? I sure do. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in sport. That changed the game not just for gridiron, but for all athletes. There really is not just a hope, but an expectation now that they can get more out of their bodies. Let's take a rugby union example. Johnny Sexton, he played this recent World Cup at 38. Did he really miss a step? I don't think so. I think that Sexton was near the peak of his powers. Unfortunately, a great Irish team ran into an All Blacks buzzsaw in the quarterfinal, and frankly, that's happened to every team. Now, here's my prediction. I don't necessarily think that Barrett is going to be our starting number 10 in 2027, but I think he might have a crucial role to play in getting us there. You see, the next Dan Carter isn't just waiting in the wings right now. It's probably going to take a couple of years for him to mature and start to flourish. In the same way that Andrew Mehrtens popped up in 2004 to help bridge that gap before Dan Carter exploded onto the scene as a bona fide number 10, Barrett may serve that function. We need the young fellas to sit under his learning tree. And maybe, just maybe, he'll have a second lease on life, moving back to the position that was always his preferred spot, reinventing his game, becoming more of a tactical playmaker and less of a running 5'8". Maybe, just maybe, Beauden Barrett is the next Dan Carter after all. Okay, guys, well, I didn't even mention Damian McKenzie because I think he's clearly the incumbent at number 10 at this point. But what do you think? Who is the next great number 10 that's going to come through the Kiwi rugby system? I can't wait to find out. I think it's going to be a tricky year ahead for Razor Robertson, but there's a lot of hope for the future. And I, for one, predict that there is a great 5'8" out there. It's going to blow all our socks off. Please like, please subscribe if you're enjoying the rugby commentary, and I'll see you guys for another one real soon. Take it easy. Bye for now.